Welcome to the puppet show. Everybody's watching the puppet. Nobody's looking at the strings. Who's behind the strings?
Time to rise and shine.
Who's behind the strings? Wooden Grain podcast being. Every headline's another scheme. Trust me, y'all, it came in a dream. Crowd says, who's behind the string? Charlie's dead, now he's trending. Rumors fly, every episode reaches sky high. Question stack, theory swing. Who's backstage pulling the strings? Podcast friends at the Grifting Queen. Round and around the carousel goes. Every new tell me's the nose grows. Smoking mirrors, velvet rings. Who's behind the strings? Crazy. Looney, cuckoo, Candace. Every time she opens her mouth, we can't stand it. I saw it all inside my dreams. Truth walks out while rumors sing. Who's behind the strings? Big top like the incredible haze. Everybody's lost inside the maze. Is it you? Sorrows. We're watching through Qatar. Could it be? It's not all what it seems. Who's behind the strings? Ringmaster left in the shop.
What's up, everybody? How's it going? Happy Tuesday. Everybody good today? That's good. Let me fix my light here. A little bit off. My grandsons were in here messing around. They were fiddling about. What's up? CF Rob, great to see you. None of your business. Awesome to have you here. Jonathan Marcus, good to see you. I read the Tyler Robinson defense may cost the Utah taxpayers $2 million. Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it, that we have to pay for that stuff, but it is what it is. Record show his attorney have billed over $300,000 already. Holy crap. What's up, Miss Gatlin? How you doing, Sherry? Jay Schwartz, good to see you. Awesome. I Rules here. Awesome. Watching the Watcher raid imminent. That's right. Boom. What's up? That's awesome. Good to see you, Doc. Good to see you. Awesome. Got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Got a lot of news. But as always, there's a goal. The show is going to be about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Let's hit the goal, which is $100 across all platforms. YouTube Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Becoming a member or gifting memberships on YouTube, Rumble, Kick, and Twitch, along with Locals Coins, Cash App, PayPal, Coffee, Ko-Fi, and Super Tips. We add it all up, and we hit 100. We add an extra hour. And for each additional 100 that comes in, we add another additional hour to the show. So the show could be as long as you want it to be, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, as long as you want. It's up to you. When we hit 50, we activate Bell Vision, unless and until somebody donates, an individual person donates $25 or greater, which could be like a, Cash App, PayPal, Super Tip, Super Chat, Rumble Rant, or 5 gifted memberships on YouTube, Rumble, Kick, or Twitch. That would automatically activate Bellvision for the evening. Thank you all for being here. Please remember to hit the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And let's get ready to rumble, folks. Mm-hmm. So the U.S. is revoking Iran's license to sell oil after wholly unacceptable. What's my longest show? My longest show, I think, was 12 hours. My longest show was 12 hours. It was crazy. Should be a raid coming in soon. That's awesome. Awesome. Expert testimony isn't cheap. No, it's not. No, it's not. Yeah. So we're revoking the license for Iran to sell oil because it's been wholly unacceptable, the attacks that they've been doing in the Strait of Hormuz. Mm-hmm. The Trump administration on Monday canceled its waiver on Iranian oil sales after Tehran fired missiles at 3 ships near the Strait of Hormuz over the past 24 hours. It's terrible, 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 terrible. Calling aggression wholly unacceptable. The Office of Foreign Asset Control is revoking a GLX, which authorized the sale of Iranian oil. As President Trump and the administration have repeatedly affirmed, the MOU in effect with Iran is entirely performance-based. Performance-based. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. Performance-based. Yes. It came as response to the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps targeting 3 commercial ships in the Gulf allies attempting to transit the Strait of Hormuz. On Monday night, Iran fired weapons at 2 commercial ships, both tankers from the United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia, respectively. Followed it up with an attack on a Qatari flag tanker on Tuesday. Raid, thank you so much, Muffin Rando, and everybody coming on over from Watching the Watchers. If you've never been here before, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing and sticking around and checking it out. We do some news shows every evening, talking about a lot of topics, try to cover as many as possible. The longer we're on, the more topics we cover, and the length of the show is totally up to the viewers. Each caused damage with projectile sparking fires on board. Iran will only reap benefits if they exhibit good behavior, the U.S. official said. Iran's actions in the Strait were wholly unacceptable to the United States and will be met with consequences. Yes, yes, yes. Come on in, watchers, and welcome. Definitely. Yo, yo, yo. Hey, hey, hey. Great to see you. What's up, America First? Lisa, great to see you. The sanctions waiver was a key provision in the U.S.-Iranian Memorandum of Understanding signed last month, but so was Iran reopening the Strait of Hormuz. Still, the official said that the U.S. negotiators continue to work in good faith towards a final deal. U.S. reinstates sanctions on Iranian oil. So they said the talks continue in good faith, but as long as they keep shooting missiles at ships, we're not going to let them sell oil. They're not going to get to play this, both sides of the fence. Glenn Croy, what's up, buddy? Great to see you. So, United States on Tuesday reimposed sanctions on Iranian oil, as U.S. officials warned that if they continue to attack vessels in the Strait of Hormuz, there will be consequences. Oil prices went up more than 5% following the announcement. Let's see. Yeah, they're up to $72 right now. So that's not good. They went up 2.87% according to this. So $2 they went up. But so that's not good. We need them to go down. They need to go in the other direction. It needs to go in the other direction. The U.S. move came after 3 tankers were struck by unknown projectiles in or near the Strait of Hormuz. In recent days, the British Navy-affiliated UK MTO said that there was no immediate comment from Tehran or any claim of responsibility. The U.S. official said negotiators continue to work in good faith towards a final agreement with Iran despite this latest escalation. So, I don't know. I mean, if Iran's going to keep screwing around and going to keep doing this, they're clearly not ready to give. I mean, they're still not done. I mean, at some point, someone in the United States military leadership is going to have to say, well, I guess Iran didn't get spanked enough. They didn't cry uncle. They didn't say, no, Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam has shaken his fist, but they're not paying any attention. The eagle needs to fly. There's going to be hell to pay. There's a song. I think I should sing it today. The attacks and the U.S. response threatened to put the diplomatic understanding between Washington and Tehran on shaky ground, raising the risk of further retaliation could, derail negotiations. Well, so the strait's a narrow waterway, and they've been screwing around. Roughly a fifth of the global oil and liquefied natural gas transits through there. Any prolonged disruption could push energy prices and increase pressure on consumers and governments. That's what I think Iran is doing. They're playing games because they're trying to pressure people. They're trying to just do enough that could be a hassle to get better favorable terms without actually pushing it to the point where they get, obliterated. So maybe they need to be obliterated. You got to keep them obliterated. So despite the restrictions, Tehran's managed to expand shipments in recent years, even though there were sanctions, to China and other places. Oil prices have fallen steeply since the agreement was struck last month. The oil market has some risk pricing to do. So we'll see. We shall see. And Axios just says U.S. revokes Iran's oil waivers after attacks in the Strait. They're going to revoke the temporary waivers. The revocation of the waivers issued less than 3 weeks ago is in response to the renewed attacks against ships in the Strait over the past 24 hours. I mean, what did they think was going to happen? So, and then Iran's foreign ministry said commercial vessels using uncoordinated routes with Iran or tampering with ships tracking faced risks and disrupted Tehran's effort to facilitate safe passage. The only reason it's not safe is because you assholes keep shooting missiles and drones at the ships. It's almost like they're terrorists or something. Yeah, I have some. I'm right here. It's in glass. I like drinking out of glass. Lurch Linger, what's up? That's right. Tap that like button. Hit it up. So the Office of Foreign Asset Control was revoking the general license that authorized the Iranian oil sales. Iran will only reap benefits if they exhibit good behavior. America First says we have an agreement with Iran. Why isn't the other Arab nations enforcing the ceasefire? Why is it solely the United States' responsibility to take care of this? Oh, geez. Have you ever seen any of these other Arab nations fight? I mean, remember at the beginning of this little conflict, they kept shooting down our own planes? They're not the most well-trained. That's all I'll say. That's all. Tehran's foreign ministry said Iran was diligently fulfilling its commitments. Really? He said countries in the region and shipping companies should refrain from any actions that contradict provisions of the MOU. They're the only ones contradicting provisions of the MOU. That's the only way I look at it. I mean, they're gonna have to. They're gonna have to get tough with Iran. Unfortunately, I think. I don't know. I mean, you can't let them get away with this little ticky-tack bullshit. You gotta step up. You gotta stop them. You gotta do what's necessary. I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's not the right time of year to have oil prices go up because gas prices, summer driving season, all that stuff. Got elections coming, so it's kind of like. It's almost like maybe. And this is not. I'm not in any way attacking anybody. I'm just saying maybe somebody should have, done something 90 days ago when all this started. When they kept screwing around, they just are dragging it out. Now you're in a position where if you do anything, it's going to be a bigger impact on other stuff. We should have a problem with the other Arab nations not responding to this and helping us out. Well, I think here's the problem is I don't think they really want I don't think they want a bunch of other nations getting involved because then it turns into an entire regional conflict, like an actual regional war will just break out. Maybe. I don't know. They probably don't want a bunch of other nations like Qatar and Kuwait and UAE just start attacking Iran because then it's basically a regional war that we're involved in anyway at that point. I don't know. Maybe. Could be they have similar proclivities. Could be. Could be. So Trump renews his Greenland threats at the NATO summit. What's wrong with this threat? He says that Greenland should be the U.S.'s. It belongs to us. Why should it be Denmark's? It should be the U.S.'s. We're the only one who can really love it and cherish it and take care of it and turn it into what it needs to be. No other country can do that to Greenland. It needs to be United States territory, Greenland. Yes. So Trump on Tuesday resurrected his push for the U.S. to acquire Greenland and suggested the U.S. could pull all of its armed members out of Europe in response to the continent's continued pushback on the issue. The island territory should be controlled by the United States, Trump said shortly after he arrived in Ankara for a summit with the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Think AI like war games is messing with this whole war situation. Will you play a game? Just a thought. Maybe. Could be. Possibly. The 32-member alliance, which includes Denmark, of which Greenland is part, fell into a crisis in January as Trump demanded the U.S. must take control of the island territory on national security grounds. We do. We need it. It's got to be ours. It's got to be ours. In a bilateral meeting with the Turkish president, Erdogan, on Tuesday afternoon on Ankara time. Ankara? Is it Ankara or Ankara? Anyway. Trump vented that Europe's refusal to go along with his expansionist desire is what hurt my relationship with NATO. I wouldn't really. Kevin K says, "Hey, Jim and Chad. Hey, awesome to see you." America First says, "I have a real problem with all this being the United States problem and no one else's." Well, that's the thing. It's not just the United States problem. I agree. Other countries should be stepping up to help, like especially the countries that get their oil through the Strait of Hormuz. France, Britain, China, all the European countries that get their oil through the straits, all the Asian countries, they should be stepping up to do something about this. Because it's not really our problem. We'll help, but it can't be our load to carry. It shouldn't be always fall on America's shoulders to fix all the problems for these other countries that refuse to actually do what's in their country's best interest. Yeah, because Greenland doesn't help Denmark. Denmark doesn't spend money to really help Greenland, but it's an important part for the United States, Trump told reporters. Wow. That's what Trump said. Trump said he wants it. Mm-hmm. Getting really upset now. Trump revives his Greenland bid, warns Europe. A bunch of brisket and some ranch dressing will get Greenland, probably. Starmer was helping by selling Diego Garcia. Oh, yeah. Or giving it away. Yeah, we should just take Diego Garcia from him. Be like, it's ours now. Fuck off. That's what I would do. If I was president, I would just take Diego Garcia. President Trump renewed his call for the U.S. to acquire Greenland and threatened to withdraw American troops from Europe if NATO allies continue to oppose the proposal. That's what I would do. Yes. I'm late, but not too far behind, catching up at 1.5 speed. Good to see you, Jim and friends. It's good to see you, Jules. Thank you for being here. What's up, Casper? Awesome to see you. We did the obligatory targeted PGM strikes using stocks we need for bigger things. Yeah. Yeah. I don't like that. I don't like that. They should just be dropped. They should just be having B-52s drop bombs. Colfie, what's up? Thanks for being here. Holding it down on Kick. Trump made remarks after arriving in Ankara, Turkey for the NATO summit. He also repeated claims about Chinese and Russian activity around the Arctic island. It's not really claims, it's true. Assertions that experts have previously challenged. Experts, yeah. Wow, Jules says there's 225 people watching and only 29 likes. Come on, guys. We can do better than that for Jim. Don't let Jim be sad. Hit the like button. Yes. Don't make Jim cry. Don't make Jim cry. Hit the like button and definitely subscribe if you haven't subscribed, but hit the like button and subscribe. Like, subscribe, like, subscribe, like, subscribe, like, subscribe. Comments. The comments revive one of Trump's most controversial foreign policy proposals. I don't think it's controversial. Officials from the three sides continue to discuss the territory's future. Greenland's government has repeatedly said the autonomous island is not for sale. Who asked you? Trump said Europe's opposition to the proposal has damaged its relationship with NATO and warned that Washington could reconsider its military commitment to the continent. We could remove all of our soldiers out of Europe. And he said, adding that European countries should be careful about immigration and energy policies. They should. That's like just good advice. That's like neighborly advice. Hey, man, you might want to trim those hedges. They're getting a little long. You might, they might get out of hand. You might end up with a fire or something. That seems neighborly to me. That doesn't seem like a threat. Like very, very neighborly. Like, thank you, sir. May I have another? Marks come as tension over the NATO burden sharing continued to simmer. In March, Trump warned that without the USA, NATO is a paper tiger. Because it is. Amid reports that his administration was considering tying the alliance voting rights to a 5% of GDP defense spending target. Ooh, that's what it should always been. Should have always been. Better chuck in a couple of break glass links just in case. Well, thank you. Since then, the U.S. had announced plans to withdraw 5,000 active duty troops from Germany. Good. We need 5,000, get 60,000 out of there. Canceled planned air-enabled deployments and launched a broader review of its military posture in Europe. Most definitely. Most definitely. We recognize that politics often intersect with financial news of the day, so we invited you to click here to join. Oh, I thought that was part of the story. Sneeko does what? Declares war on, declares Islam is taking over? Oh. I knew I didn't like him. But same thing. Trump reiterates NATO thing that the U.S. should control it. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is going to be a speech from Trump. Okay, I like to hear Trump talk. What about you? You like to hear Trump talk? It's a long commercial. How come I can't skip it? Wow. President Trump said on Tuesday, blah, blah, blah. Let's see.
To create value that drives outcomes.
Greenland doesn't help Denmark. Denmark doesn't spend money to really help Greenland, but it's an important part for the United States. And it's surrounded by China ships and Russian ships. And that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It was Greenland that and it continues to be, that should be controlled by the United States, not by Denmark. And when they wouldn't go along with it, and with all the money we spend to help them with Russia, and we don't have to spend any money, we could remove all of our soldiers out of.
Wow, we can move all of our soldiers. That would be a good idea. Get them all out. That's what we need to do. Just get them all out. Sounds like a good idea to me. Sounds like a good idea to me. Now, I don't know if you guys heard, but basically everybody is turning their back on what's his face now, that clown, P. Hustle. Everybody. Veterans demanding that Bernie Sanders apologize for pushing the predator. Well, Isaac Sundman. Or is it Isaac Sundman? Whatever. Nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Yeah, we got a bunch of stories, man. A bunch of stories to talk about, man. We got some stories. Man, we got stories. Mhm.
Bernie Sanders to apologize. Yeah, I mean, I refuse to overlook that, but honestly, I would really call Bernie Sanders to apologize for pushing this kind of predator more than anyone he helped him elect, and now apologize to the victims, especially the woman that she claimed that he raped her. So I don't know why you want to keep pushing these kinds of people. Maybe he should consider set a few out and stop pushing these kind of communists and people. And now people, like P. Hustle, now he has been credibly accused of rape. And that's fairly recent, too. That was only less than 5 years ago.
Wow.
Well, he said the allegations are untrue, but that he's basically reviewing his options. He's obviously going to drop out, correct?
He's going to drop out. It's basically basically he's been everybody's calling for him to drop out. Fetterman demands Bernie apologize. We saw that. Bernie Sanders says that now that Platner should drop out of the race. I feel like everyone reviewing the story is missing the point. He won the primary. Then the allegations are coming forward. They're not just going to appoint someone who was not voted for. Oh, yes, they are, Casper. Where you been? Born and raised in Michigan. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yes. I like Michigan City. Michigan City is a nice place to hang out. Go to the casino, go to the beach over that way. Yep. Almost predictable. Tying up loose ends. Ukrainian woman suspected in Monaco. Oh, they found her dead, huh? Wow. Wow. So Bernie Sanders says the Senate candidate should step aside. They have time. You misread that. They are just going to swap in the other guy. Yeah, they're just going to swap in the other guy. They're going to swap in probably the governor, or whatever her name is, Janet Mills. That's who they're gonna swap in. That's who they're gonna swap in. Who these people think they are? Yeah, rapists think we're gonna vote you to run shit. Yeah, no. I don't know. Yeah, what they voted them, the Democrat. No scrutiny for the real candidate. Well, not really. They didn't. They knew about this too. That's the thing. Is I think what happened was I think they wanted to just like they swapped Harris for Biden. Yeah. This is a lesson for all the early voters by mail. Many will have to spoil their votes to be able to cast a vote that counts. Yeah. Yep. So Bernie Sanders on Tuesday became the latest and most notable. Yeah, Bernie Sanders, the most notable lawmaker. Why would he be the most notable lawmaker? What legislation has Bernie ever gotten passed? Anyone? Anyone? Nothing. That's Bernie Sanders. So he's adding to the chorus for him to step aside. Sanders, a Vermont independent who caucuses with the Demon Rats, has long backed Platner in a high-stakes race against Republican Susan Collins. But he said in a statement that he spoke with the candidate, and in light of these very serious allegations, I have recommended that he step aside. Yes. Christine says a rapist, not predator. Yeah, well, they're all predators. They're all predators. Predatories. All of them. Predatutia. They're all predatolacers. All of them. They all of them. So Platner, who denies the allegation, has not heeded the calls to resign. Instead, he posted a video saying he was considering his next steps while canceling some town hall events. Here's the thing, though: the Democratic Senate campaign committee, or whatever it is, National Senate, Senatorial Campaign Committee, whatever, DNSCC or whatever it is. They pulled all his funding. They're not. They claim they're not giving him any more money if he's running. That'd be a problem for him, because that's where the bulk of the spending comes from, those committees and stuff like that. Unless you got a bunch of other money, which he doesn't really seem to have. But then again, maybe they could just raise a bunch of money. Maybe there's a bunch of people who say, "Hey, we want a rapist." It was Biden that appointed Harris as the anointed one. The Dems wanted a new primary. I don't know if that was Biden or if that was Harris, or Biden. If Biden even knew what was going on. Oh, Tommy Boy. Yeah. I saw that the other day. I love how all this other crap was okay, but as soon as it was a Democrat he assaulted, it was time to go. I think they have 5 days left to swap in someone new. Yeah, they have 5 days left to swap in someone new. Quite amazing. Quite amazing. So the allegations are the latest in the string that Platner's faced. If Platner steps down, a possible succession battle would inflame a Democrat divide as the party seeks to unite ahead of the November midterms. Biden wanted to screw the Dems for backstabbing them. Yeah, that's what I think. I think he wanted to do that. There was also some talk about the reason that it almost had to be Kamala, because the money that was raised for Biden to run, if Biden stepped down, couldn't automatically go to anyone but Kamala, because Kamala was already on a ticket with them or something like that. That's what I remember reading at the time. He has a send go for his vandalized car than this. Yeah. Platner became a populist hero at the party's left flank, pulling far ahead of establishment-backed candidate Janet Mills. Now, if he quits, progressive groups are demanding the state's party choose somebody else that's got the same shake up the system candidate. Yeah, find somebody that's not vetted. Sure. Wow. A Platner voter is heartbroken. Joni Monteith, a passionate supporter who organized a trivia night about Platner, said through tears that she was devastated by the news. She waited for another public statement from Platner before making a decision about whether she could keep supporting him. Oh, of course she will, because they're both blue no matter who. Why does Trump wear little hats and kiss walls? I don't know. You'd have to ask him. Am I my brother's keeper? That scandal is being investigated currently, probably the biggest campaign funding scandal in U.S. history. Wow. So I am numb. I'm waiting to see what Graham has to say. I'm not trying to be part of this public trial. I'm heartbroken. I'm heartbroken for him and his wife. She added that she believes the allegations are serious. I'm not going to blame a victim, because if it's true, I feel bad for the woman. Well, yeah. I mean, somebody broke into her house and raped her. I mean, that's her story. If you believe all women, how are you going to call her a liar? You're supposed to believe all the women. Yes. Yeah, it's vote blue, even if it's poo. I wonder, here's the thing, America First. Do you think they would vote blue even if it's a Jew? That would be the real test to see if they would vote blue even if it's a Jew. And do not act like you don't know what I say. I know what you say, Jet. I know what you say. Oh, Steve Jackson says, why did the Jews kill Jesus? Well, technically, the Romans killed Jesus. Technically. You want to get it all, factual about it. And that was God's will for that to happen. God sacrificed his only begotten son so that we can all be saved, to wipe away the original sin of humanity from when Adam and Eve and the apple and all that jazz. I mean, I don't know. That's the teachings. So I don't know. I know it's for the audience. Oh, okay. Yo, 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 what's up? Platner does not appear to have a penchant for honesty. Vote accordingly, Mainards. Yes, listen, you nerds in Maine, Maine nerds. Believe all women, even if they're lying. Democrats. Yeah, well, that's the thing. You know, once you hitched your horse to that wagon, you're kind of stuck with it. So Jenny Ranciot, who lives in Maine, told Politico that Platner entered her home in 2021 while drunk and assaulted her. He said she'd been in an on-again, off-again relationship with Platner, but she cut off contact with him after that night and told him that the incident wasn't consensual. She said in a CNN interview on Monday evening that she opted not to fight back for fear of Platner, a former Marine, becoming more violent. Wow. Mm-hmm. Colby says, then no human can be blamed for killing Christ because it was God's will. Yeah, that's the whole thing. They said if Jesus wasn't sacrificed, then it wouldn't have wiped away all our sins and give us the opportunity to be saved. I mean, that is the teachings of Christendom, right? So God told them to do that, or they have free will to do it. I mean, God knows the hearts of men, I guess. If only there was a word for someone who breaks into your house uninvited. Yeah, it would be like a burglar or a home invader, something like that. I feel the people of Maine have spoken. If they wanted Janet Mills, they could have voted for her. Oh, okay. The blood of the lamb had to be spilled. That's the story. She said the allegation against Platner may be legitimate, but she questions the timing. Democrats, she added, can be too quick to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Well, Democrats do love to kill, don't love abortions. They do love throwing babies out. So it's not wrong. If they refuse God, then they would be damned. Yes. The pressure for Platner to withdraw from the Senate race has only increased, given the short deadlines Maine law allows for replacing a general election candidate. I have a feeling there's more stuff that they're holding back. And they're like, listen, dude, we don't want to have to drop this on you. Because they're probably worried that if they don't drop whatever else it is, that it's going to come out later anyway. And it'll be worse for everyone. So a pencil. 3 guys with the pencil. There is no mechanism for Democrats to remove Platner from the ballot, meaning Platner must first opt to drop out of the general election before a replacement can be selected. Oh, I thought they could just remove him. They're in control of that, I thought. Just who should replace Platner if he drops out appears to be further splintering the Democrats. Demon rats. Joe Baldacci, a Democratic state senator, said he's concerned about the latest allegation will do to the voter excitement over the past year. Oh, yes. Yeah, they'll be excited to vote for rapists. Yes, really. They'll probably turn out in droves. They'll probably have all types of ballots that they'll find like a week afterwards, stuffed under someone's couch. It'll be great. It'll be awesome. I think the major concern, even with a nominee and new replacements, the person's going to start very much behind the 8 ball. Mills, who sought the nomination but dropped out before the June 9th primary, could be considered as the nominee. Mills was supported by Democrat Senate leader Chuck Schumer, but they abandoned her campaign, saying she couldn't raise the money. She couldn't raise the money. She needed the money, the rent. Another possible replacement is Troy Jackson, Maine's former state Senate president, who unsuccessfully ran to be the gubernatorial nominee earlier this year with the backing of Platner and Sanders. Oh, wow. While Jackson hasn't publicly said he'd run for Maine Senate seat, he did file paperwork Tuesday to launch a Senate exploratory committee with the Federal Election Committee. Our Revolution, the organization Sanders founded, said Tuesday it's backing Jackson in an early push to get a progressive out front. Oh, so Bernie's going to pick the new candidate. Bernie. Remember, progressives overwhelmingly run the primary. A progressive must be on the ballot. The organization said in a fundraising email, which described Jackson as a logger and a union leader. This guy was an oyster farmer and a Marine. He helmed Sanders' presidential efforts in Maine. Oh, so this is just payback. Another possible contender, Nirav Shah, the former director of Maine's Center for Disease Control and Prevention, said Tuesday he was evaluating whether to join the race should Platner depart. Shah came in second in this year's Maine Democratic gubernatorial primary, where he was considered more moderate compared to Jackson. We're going to Jackson Town. We're going to Jackson. Don't mess around. Jordan Wood, a former U.S. Senate candidate who switched to unsuccessfully run for Maine's 2nd District, posted Tuesday that he was continuing conversations with voters about joining the race. Other names include Shada Bellows, the current Maine Secretary of State, Dan Klaban, former founder of Maine Beer Co., Maine U.S. Rep. Jared Golden, who is not running for re-election, as well as Hannah Pingree, currently Maine's Democratic gubernatorial nominee. Wow, they would have to change up a bunch of stuff. So when these people start switching who's running different things, that would be crazy. We now have at least 20 million invaders. I consider America my home. Oh, we have way more. We have at least 80 million, I would say. 85 to 100 million. Easy. Easily. It says Platner on the ledge. July 13, deadline to drop. He's living on the edge. Is that a song by Aerosmith? He cannot be forced off the ticket, but if he withdraws, the state party has an additional 2 weeks to name a replacement candidate. Bernie Sanders pulls his support. Let's see.
KBZK and First Security Bank are pleased to recognize.
KBZK. Platner says he's taking time to consider the path moving forward. Gotta consider the path. No.
Backlash is growing surrounding Democratic Senate candidate Graham Platner. There's new pressure from top Democrats for him to drop out of the Maine race after a woman accused him of rape. Platner denies the allegation and calls it categorically false. Now, this comes as prominent supporters have started to pull their endorsements, throwing a must-win race for the party into turmoil. Scripps News senior congressional correspondent Nathaniel Reed joins us now live from Capitol Hill. And Nate, this just in that Bernie Sanders is saying that Graham Platner should drop his Maine Senate campaign after those sexual assault allegations. What can you tell us about this? He's been a big supporter of him.
Yeah, this is literally just coming in the last couple of moments here. And I mean, this is, one of Graham Platner's biggest backers in the U.S. Senate, Bernie Sanders. Obviously, the fact that Bernie had not pulled his endorsement was certainly notable. He was kind of the last Democratic Senate backer behind him. Again, reminder, Bernie Sanders, independent senator from Vermont. He caucuses with the Democrats. But obviously, the fact that he's now pushing Graham Platner to exit the race certainly seems to signal that this, race, or rather the future for Graham Platner appears to be baked in. Again, this is, obviously just the last in what was a series of setbacks for Graham Platner after those latest allegations made against him, claiming that he potentially had engaged in sexual misconduct, sexual assault with an accuser, going to CNN, going to Politico. Willing to put their name out in the open there. Yesterday, she admitted that she believed that Graham Platner did rape her.
Hey, Pat, how you doing tonight? Great to see you.
But obviously, this is a significant setback for Democrats as they look back to take, as they look to take back the U.S. Senate in Maine. All of that being said, Platner has denied these allegations, but he has acknowledged he's willing to try to look into that path forward. Holly, at this point, it's not clear what exactly he's going to do, what his next steps are going to be. But I want to note, Holly, Platner's support has really shriveled up. The Democratic
shriveled up.
They have pulled all support. They say they will not put any money into the Maine Senate race, which was at one point.
Hey, NASCAR Mo, what's up?
Pickup opportunity going into November. They're not putting in money until Platner steps aside. Additionally, the Democratic Senate Majority PAC, the biggest Democratic super PAC supporting Senate candidates, saying they will not put any money in this race as well, also calling on him to step aside. So the real question now is, what decision does Platner make? Does he stay in the race? Does he step aside? He's lost the support of the state party at this point. A lot of questions about whether the state party could force him out of the race, other than just the sheer reality of pulling support. So, Holly, at this point, more questions than answers. Again, trying to get the latest updates here, as this has just broken the last couple of minutes. I do want to know,
his wife is fake.
I was trying to have.
I think his wife is fake,
but time.
Just like Tel Rico's wife is fake, your girlfriend.
With all of this breaking news, the latest polls had shown Graham Platner just up 2 points over Senator Susan Collins. That New York Times, Siena College, Portland Press Herald poll. 49 to 47%. This was thought of as Democrats' best pickup opportunity. 49 to 47%, not exceptionally good. I mean, the polls certainly showed the Democratic challenger back in 2020, when Susan Collins was last up for re-election, doing better than that. So, and she still overcame the odds. So again, a lot of questions about what the path forward looks like.
Yeah, because they sampled Democrats like crazy in Maine. They oversampled Democrats like crazy. Last time in 2020, they said they thought Collins is done. She's down 5. She won by 8. That's a 13-point swing. So him being up by 2, she was going to win by 8 or 9, maybe 10. It's crazy. We need to primary a bunch of incumbent senators. The problem is Susan Collins. That's what Maine wants. They like her there. She's been there a long time. They don't want they've tried to primary Susan Collins many times. No one's ever been able to primary her. That's what they want. It's a different. They're like waspy, different Republicans, and they're the old. Those are George H.W. Bush Republicans in Maine. That's what Susan Collins is. To say, read my lips, no new taxes, and then they raise taxes. As long as she votes for the SAVE Act, she can stay. Yeah, we'll see.
Furthermore, just, how feasible it's going to be for Democrats to take back the seat. And also the big outstanding, flashing neon sign red question mark, Holly, of who is Democrats' nominee going to be, if not Graham Platner?
Yeah, that leads to the question, who might be a contender? Do they even have anybody who could pick up that torch?
Yeah, we talked about this in the roundtable a short time ago. And, I want to underscore, here's the thing. There is a bit of a bench here. There's a bunch of Democratic candidates who ran just in the recent Maine 2nd Congressional District House election. 3 major banner candidates. 2 of them lost. It was a kind of jungle primary. because of ranked choice voting. They all received roughly the same number of votes in the first round. Obviously, the second and third round is where we actually got our candidate there for Maine's 2nd congressional district. So you've got 2 other candidates who are effectively standing by. One of them, Jordan Wood, a source familiar with his thinking, told me yesterday that he's fielding calls for Mainers who want him to jump back into the race. Question about whether he does that. Obviously, a lot of this would probably depend on the state party as well and what national Democrats think is best. As obviously the primaries passed, we also had the Maine Democratic election for the Democratic primary for governor. That left several candidates as well who are now, statewide Dems with, statewide name recognition, who just were tested in a primary with nothing to do. So there's the question there about whether they could jump in the race as well. So Democrats have a bit of a bench. No one has the name recognition of Graham Platner. But again,
what are you talking about? Nobody has the name recognition. What about the fucking governor? What are you talking about? The sitting governor of Maine, Janet Mills. She's the governor of Maine. She's the current governor of Maine. What do you mean nobody has the name recognition? Man, these Democrats, they hate women like big time. No wonder they like Platner. They're probably going to keep him. I'd also like 100% single issue bills. Yeah, me too. Yeah. Platner can always wait tables at his mother's restaurants. Yeah, that would work. Yeah, Platner's like, I had my tattoo done over and I still can't compete in a race. I'm going to say something. I don't know if he actually had the tattooed over. I think it was one of them. It looked to me like it was one of them fake tattoos that like go over it like a sticker. Because if you look at it when he shows it, it's got like weird wrinkles in it, like weird lines. Weird lines in it. Like it's something that was stuck on his skin. I don't know. I was like, wait, that doesn't look like an actual tattoo. That looks like one of them, like, you put water on it and it goes over it. Maybe he did that. I don't know. Wow, the first donation of the evening. Awesome. Karen Mannings for one Jim Tells You membership. Thank you so much. Wow. Let's see. That means right now, folks, we are $94 away from adding a first additional hour and $44 away from activating Bella Vision for the evening. Thank you so much, Karen. Let's see who got that membership there. There's Swamp Saga City. Swamp Saga City. Swamp Saga City. I think that must be Swamp Saga City. Temporary fake tattoo. That's what I think it is. That's my personal opinion. That's my personal opinion. But what am I gonna say about that? Once Donald Trump cleans out the illegals, Maine's population will probably be cut in half. Yeah, isn't there a whole bunch of Haitians there and stuff? He put a sticker on. I think so. Temporary fake tattoo. That's what I think. They put those fake skin stickers over fresh tattoos so it doesn't run and prevents you from scratching it. Oh, okay. Maybe that's what it is. All right. He can't cover up the tattoo for the Nazi organization. Yeah, they'll get really mad if you cover up their tattoo. I guess it's better to have a rhino than a rapist, lesser of two evils and all. Yeah, well, could have been a clear protective bandage on a fresh tat. Okay, all right, Could be. Yeah, could be.
Polls, Holly, the pretty fascinating thing that point that's been made by political prognosticators over and over and over again on X and on other social media sites. The person who had the best chance of beating Susan Collins is a generic Democratic candidate. Platner was by no means a generic Democratic candidate. He had a lot of this baggage coming in with him, even in the primary. Now the question is, who is that generic Democrat who could take on Senator Susan Collins? That person, according to polls, would have the best chance. A lot of options in Maine. Again, no one with the name recognition of Graham Platner, but this is a choice for Democrats in Maine and Democrats in Maine alone. I want to note, Holly,
a genetic
Platner's
Nazi,
not
yeah,
dropped out of the race yet.
Right.
He's still running. That's his choice. It remains to be seen if the Maine Democratic Party would pull him off the ballot or, remove his candidacy, but he still is the Democratic nominee for Senate in Maine.
That person doesn't exist.
As of right now, the fact that Bernie Sanders pulled his support, certainly significant if those strategy sessions were happening, they've definitely kicked into another gear right now.
Another
All right,
gear
Scripps
now.
News senior congressional correspondent Nate Reed for us. Thank you for the update.
Thank you for the update. Yeah, so he said, Bernie says, I've spoken to Graham Platner about his best path forward for Maine. In light of these very serious allegations, I recommend that he step aside. He step aside. Step aside. I wanted to directly address the troubling, serious, and false allegations against me. Any accusation of non-consensual behavior is categorically false. She was asking for it, he says. She was asking for it when she told him, don't come over, I don't want to see you, don't come over tonight, and he broke into her house and raped her. She was asking for it because she didn't lock the door. Covering a tattoo doesn't change the heart and mind of the owner. That's true. That's true. That is true. That is true. Mm-hmm. 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 And then Mother Jones is even coming out and saying the Democratic Party failed us with Grant Platner. Look at this. Mother Jones. Bernie, who never had a real job, Sanders. That's right. Yeah, but rapists get put in prison. They do. It'd be nice. She said she'd still vote for him. Yeah. In a quest to flip a Senate majority, the party focused on what Platner could contribute instead of listening to the women he abused. This is from Mother Jones. This is the left saying this. A woman who dated Platner said he sexually assaulted her. Allegations that followed the stories of several other women who reported abuse. A Maine resident provided substantiated details of the incident in a Monday Political report. Sagacity means sagacity means wisdom. Okay. These allegations are troubling, serious, and false. Suicidal empathy. Thy name is woman. Yes. Mm-hmm. While several Democrats have begun dropping their endorsements following the credible rape allegations, many have not. The Democrats who have pulled their endorsements since Monday did not do so after several women detailed abuse in June. Some even campaigned for Platner. Perhaps they believe the Democrat nominees' repeated denials. Perhaps they simply didn't care. Woohoo! Mother Jones is like taking this is Mother Jones, man, taking the Democrats to the woodshed. They did not rescind their endorsements when reports revealed Platner's tattoo had a symbol used by Nazis. Thank you. You sound like Madman Bernie Sanders. Oh, I try. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to take your money. I get the millionaires and the trillionaires. Blah, 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 blah. Thank you for the 2, Rob. That means we are now 92 away from adding a first additional hour and 42 away from Bellavision. Thank you so much, Rob. Broke in. Well, that's what she said. She said he just came in her house uninvited. You know, I mean, trespassed or something. I mean, not broke. I mean, didn't break in. Okay, he didn't break in. He didn't break the door down. The door was unlocked. The billionaires and the trillionaires. Yes. Well, sometimes in prison. Yeah. Well, prominent voices across the left of center spectrum backed Platner, from Bernie Sanders, the host of popular podcast Pod Save America. They've since called on Platner. They both have since called on Platner to drop out of the race. Some called the allegations politically motivated. Many justified their endorsements with so-called progressive values and the idea that the party must oust Susan Collins to have a better chance at winning a majority in November. We all say Demon Rat should fight harder, but what does it mean to fight harder? Rokana said at a June campaign event for Platner to flip the Senate, to me, it means you show up when an ally who challenges power is under attack. So I love it when the oligarchs rail against themselves. It's crazy, isn't it? The event took place one day after New York Times report, which detailed Platner physically assaulting a woman he dated, Lindsay Fiffled, and trapping her in a bedroom during an argument and saying he would rape or kill people he considered a threat. Hey, Wild Arms, what's up? Got you up. Okay, thank you, buddy. Thank you. Oh, PayPal too. Sorry, I didn't send you on that. Well, thank you, KPT. Thank you, KPT. Oh, hey, look at that. That's awesome, KPT. Thank you so much. For the 10 on the PayPal. You sound like a mix of Scooby-Doo and a poor rendition of Richard Nixon. Well, isn't that who Bernie Sanders is? Thanks for the 10, KPT. That means we're now 82 away from adding a first additional hour and 32 away from Bellavision. We're getting close, folks. We're getting close. Getting close. Thank you, Grizzle McThornbody, for being here. So one only has to look at the reaction to the Platner Monday announcement that he would continue to campaigning, taking time to reflect. Consider his denial of non-consensual behavior. Platner's statement suggests public relations strategizing rather than accountability. Yes. Yeah, Bernie Sanders is an alias for Scooby Nixon. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Bernie Sanders was the voice of Scooby-Doo. You didn't know that? Him and Casey Kasem did all those voices for Hanna-Barbera. Hi, I'm Casey Kasem, and I'm here to do Shaggy Doo. The Senate nominee and others have spread conspiracy theories that political opponents are actively coordinating the allegations. Wow, that's conspiracy theories, according to Mother Jones. The remnants of the Dem voter base is women, and they are losing them. Well, some of these women have suicidal empathy, so I don't know. I mean, look at E. Jean Carroll. Rape is sexy. Rape is sexy. Rape is sexy. Anderson Cooper, I like you. Oh, you liked Mel Blanc. I did too, man. Mel Blanc was great. Looney Tunes, awesome. What's up, Steve? How you doing? All the JimTellsYou, thank you for being here. Well, we just passed an hour, folks. I just want to remind everybody. Just wanted to remind everybody. That we're still a long way going to add an extra hour. Casey Kasem voiced one of the characters on Battle of the Planets. Wow. Let's cut to commercial. I don't have commercials. Usually. I might have to start doing commercials to make money on the show. We'll see. It treats survivors with disdain, yes. Devalues them when they add to their communities. It slams shut the pathway to speak out and denies survivors' personhood by condemning them for even daring to exercise their right to speak. That's right. Hit the like and subscribe. Hit the like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe, man. What is going on? We got no likes. We got no scribes. It's crazy. I'm telling you. It's like over 100 people haven't hit the like button. Maybe I should just end the show now. But wait, there's more. Yes. Something on the Cash App. Thank you, Jonathan Marcus. Thank you. Hey, look at that. Got $10 from Jonathan on the Cash App. Thank you. Thank you so much. What is going on here? I somehow got tangled up here. Oh man. My mouse is tangled on my phone. That's just great. I just broke my vape. Oh man, I'm falling apart. Oh, thank you for the 10 on Cash App. That means now we're 72 away from adding a first additional hour and just 22 away from Bellavision. Thank you all so much. Why is my phone? Everything is acting crazy. Wow. I'm so angry. I'm not angry. Are you angry? I'm happy. It slices, it dices. Yeah, try the Jim-O-Matic. Didn't Graham Platner say he would rape anyone who broke into his house? Yes, he did say that. Make some fake product commercials for fun. I should. I think E. Jean Carroll went with the guy who funded her, the guy that spent lots of time on Epstein Island. I think E. Jean Carroll was on Epstein Island and saw the fake temple and painted her hose. Yeah, I think she was too. I think she's crazy. I think she's a fucking nut bar. Don't be falling apart, Jim. Who will hold us together? I don't know. So angry. Yes. Something. My mouse is. Let's even it up for Bella. Thank you, Spuds. Even it up for Bella, making her way to the main stage. But not quite yet. We're 70 away from a first hour and 20 away from Bellavision. Just 20 away, folks. Measly $20 from Bellavision. See Bella? There she is. There's Bella. There she is. She's waiting. She's sitting on her head right now, waiting on everybody. Just waiting on you to let her know so she can start dancing. Thank you, Spuds. One of the reasons I didn't come forward sooner was the huge moral conflict that I had between supporting his politics but not supporting him as a person. I just want the truth out there. I just want people to have the whole scope of who he is as a person. As many have stated, Platner already hurt his chance of becoming a senator with his abuse. The party must reckon with how it continues to support an abusive man and prop up a system that allows those in power to skirt responsibility. Wow. So they're Graham Platner apologizes for using the R word. I wonder what R word that is. Platner claims he's changed. Why is he still using the R word? Wow. It looks like to me that Mother Jones does not like Graham Platner. I wonder who they've got in mind. And even Stephen King, the clown shoes, says that Graham Platner must go. After criticism, Stephen King says Maine Senate candidate should drop out if the allegations are true. This clown shoes asshole. Dems don't care what you've done. Toe the line and it's all good. That's right. They don't care. Even Clown Shoes says, time to go. And then there was some testimony. So, yeah, Graham Platner, I don't know. Part of me hopes he doesn't drop out. I really do. Part of me says I hope he doesn't drop out. And he stays. Oh, we got some on Cash App. Thank you, Jules. Oh, we got 5 on Cash App from Jules. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jules. So that means we're now 65 away from a first hour and 15 away from Bellavision. Thank you so much. Wow. How you guys almost missed Jim today? Yeah, how's everybody doing today? Everybody doing good? Everybody feeling good? Have you guys eaten? Are you hungry? Are you a little peckish? You need a little pick-me-up? You need a little protein? Protein? You want something that's 50% protein? Well, then get yourself over to www.biltongusa.com. Visit Anton, the king of Biltong, and get yourself some Biltong. Yeah. Use promo code Jim. Save 10%. Yeah. Try, if you like some spicy stuff, use that peri peri. Or even hotter, get the ghost pepper, the Reaper. Yeah. Also get the drawers, the cabanasi sausage. Yeah. Check it out. They have Angus. They got Wagyu. They got it all. Check it out. They also got a bunch of cakes, cookies, and other snacks and treats that you can get over there. So head on over to www.biltongusa.com. Use promo code Jim. Tell them Jim sent you. Oh, rumble clap infection. There you go. Says Wild Arms was gifted a membership from the King of Biltong. Well, thank you. That means, folks, we are now 60 away from adding a first additional hour and just $10 away from Bellavision. Thank you so much, everybody. The Kang, that's right. You need dinner. Good stuff. Sounds like you got a sponsor. Well, yeah, sort of. Yeah. Yeah, he's a good guy. Check him out. King of Biltong. Good stuff. I eat it all the time. Really good. Really good stuff. Oh, no. Thank you. Thank you, Anton. I need a steak, Jim. Well, if you can find me a steak sponsor, I'm all in for that. So, all right. So then there was testimony today, at the Tyler Robinson preliminary hearing. A former police officer described finding a sniper pad on a nearby roof after the Charlie Kirk assassination. Yeah. A former campus police officer testified on Monday that he found an apparent sniper pad. Your mouth is watering now? Yeah, well. Yeah, well. Former Utah officer Christopher Bagley said he witnessed Kirk's shooting while the conservative activist was speaking on September 10th to crowds of thousands. Soon after, Bagley went to a nearby gravel roof where it appeared someone had been lying prone with a clear sightline to Kirk's location. It looked like a sniper pad. You've got markings of elbows, knees, and feet. Testimony came as Kirk's parents, Catherine and Robert, and widow Erica, were in the courtroom for the first time since the case began, along with Donald Trump Jr., President Trump's son. Wow, he was in the courtroom. Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty for defendant Tyler Robinson. The 5-day preliminary hearing that began Monday marked the most significant presentation of evidence to date in the case. There were no major revelations on the first day, although prosecutors aired new video that investigators believe showed Robinson getting in and out of his vehicle on September 10th and 11th. Robinson's parents were also present, sitting a few rows behind the Kirks. The 23-year-old defendant is charged with aggravated murder and assassination of Kirk, a conservative leader and ally of Trump. Robinson turned himself in the day after the shooting. Judge lost control to defense this afternoon. Did he? I didn't see too much of it this afternoon. I saw some of the stuff in the morning, and it just, I don't like the defense is pushing the judge around is what it seemed like to me. Robinson has not yet entered a plea, and his attorneys have not commented on his guilt or innocence. They have, however, sought to get the death penalty taken off the table, so far unsuccessfully. Prosecutors showed several videos of Kirk's shooting as they made their case to State District Judge Tony Graff. They showed a video of him hobbling with something in his pants on his way up to the roof. Attorneys for both sides tried to shield their monitors from courtroom spectators after Graff said the assassination videos couldn't be publicized because of their graphic nature. And it's everywhere. What are they talking about? Like, this doesn't make any sense. The videos are out there. Like, you could go and see them. It was on the internet, live stream. It's there. Utah State Bureau of Investigation agent David Hull described the videos during questioning. They showed the crowd milling around the event, Kirk interacting with some spectators, the harrowing moment when the shot and finally an anxious scene as Kirk's security detail picked him up and took him away while administering first aid. Robinson sat quietly between his attorneys throughout the hearing, looking at the prosecution's exhibits on a monitor and occasionally taking notes. His wrists were shackled to a chain around his waist. Kirk's family briefly walked out of the courtroom twice when Bagley started testifying about Kirk's arrival on campus the day he was shot, and again when prosecutors introduced the graphic videos each time they returned. The proceeding resembles a mini trial, but prosecutors need only to demonstrate there was a reasonable grounds to believe Robinson killed Kirk and should stand trial. The standard is lower than for a trial where prosecutors must prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Like, if they really wanted the death penalty taken off the table, they should plead guilty. They'd be like, well, we'll plead guilty, take the death penalty off the table. I don't know. I mean, prosecutors, as a result, should have little trouble advancing their case, said Mark Curris, a former prosecutor, state judge. If he doesn't get at least 90 years, I'm going to be upset. The standard is extremely low, and the chances of him not getting through are, quite frankly, almost nothing. The first prosecution witness said he could see right side of Charlie Kirk's body as Kirk spoke. Kirk was answering a question when Bagley heard a gunshot. I saw him go to the left. I could no longer see the right side of his body. Then everybody started getting up and started to run. More chaos. Defense attorney Karen Nesser asked Bagley about finding an empty pistol holster on the ground after the crowd fled. Bagley acknowledged he never took custody of the holster and didn't know whether it had been fingerprinted. They're just trying to like, like muddy the waters. Hey, what's up, Mark? That's right. Hit like and subscribe or Bella will bite you. Yes, definitely. Definitely. No proof Tyler shot Kirk, only having gun on roof. I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see for the evidence, Karen. I got to wait to see the evidence. I'm waiting to see the evidence. Utah is an open carry state, meaning people can carry guns openly. Open carry state, people can carry guns openly. Nestor repeatedly objected to evidence introduced by prosecutors. He was mostly overruled by the judge. However, Graff sided with the defense to block introduction of a compilation of surveillance videos because some had been altered to zoom in and had circles drawn around individuals. Prosecutors said they would try again Tuesday to introduce a video with the alterations removed. Like, I don't understand. What's the big deal? She was day one witness for the prelim and had not gotten to cross, so judge squeezed to give them a half hour. Oh. There was a pistol holster found near the scene, and 3 trillion to 1 odds are not 0. Typical FBI ploy and brainwashing. I want to see the evidence. I do. I'd like to see the evidence. Just I don't know. It kind of seems like he told his boyfriend, girlfriend, his furry, whatever it's called, his fur mate. I don't know. What do they call it? His fursona. I don't know. Prosecutors have said they plan to present DNA evidence linking Robinson to the suspected murder weapon, autopsy findings, witness statements, and video of Kirk's killing. They're also expected to argue the shooting endangered others at the campus event and aggravating circumstance that could make the crime punishable by death under Utah law. Prosecutors allege Robinson confessed in a note left for his roommate, who was also his romantic partner, that read, "I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk. I'm going to take it." His boyfriend. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. His furry lover. I don't know. Robinson's roommate's not expected to testify in person during the hearing. Still, the roommate's recorded testimony could be a vocal point. Besides the alleged confession note, Robinson reportedly texted his roommate that he targeted Kirk because he had enough of his hatred. Before his death, Kirk and his organization he founded had galvanized the conservative youth vote to help Trump win. That's the thing. They killed him because he was effective and he was good at what he was doing. He was changing people's minds, and he was bringing more young people around to conservatism. That's why they killed him. Erica Kirk said during a memorial service that she forgives Robinson. Well, she's a good Christian. I don't know, man. I'm more Old Testament. Eye for an eye. Ahead of Monday's hearing, she thanked supporters in a statement for their kindness and prayers. Every court proceeding serves as a painful reminder of his death, she wrote, and the loss that has irrevocably impacted our lives and the lives of his children. Yes. Why not our children? The DNA witness referred to them as the 2 males. Okay, cool. I watched some this afternoon. Defense tried to give FBI DNA expert a hard time. What about male-female stuff? That would be funny. And AP just says, former officer describes finding a sniper pad on nearby rooftop. The Candace Tards chime in. D tried hard, I think, to imply TR, human fleshlight, more involved or even did it. Mostly bullshit, but judge is giving too much slack. Even argued no proof targeted murder. What? How the fuck are you going to say it's not a targeted murder? I'm sorry. I'm trying not to swear because it upsets a bunch of people that come over from Robert. But how are you gonna say it's not a targeted murder? You climbed up on a roof and shot the guy. That's like saying that whoever shot Martin Luther King wasn't a targeted murder. Whoever shot JFK, it wasn't a targeted murder. I will wait for the trial. This is just a hearing. Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, whoever killed Charlie Kirk, it was a targeted murder. So the same thing. It looks like a sniper pad. So this is the hearing. Oh. My bad. Hold on one second. Sorry. I wouldn't vote guilty at this point. This is just probable cause. Yeah, no, I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't say, I don't know. I want to see the evidence. I really do. I want to see the evidence. This isn't even a trial. It's just a probable cause hearing. Yeah, I know. I'm not saying 100%. I think he did it at this point. I mean, I wouldn't vote guilty at this point either because I haven't seen the evidence.
Calling case 2514.
So this is the whole hearing. We're not going to watch the hearing. Somebody was saying, let's see. We'll maybe play a little bit. Let's see.
Parties? All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm sustaining the objection. Typically, when exhibits are admitted to the court, it is without alteration. Okay,
it is without alteration. All right, whatever. So testimony came as Kirk's parents were in the courtroom the first time since the case began. So Utah campus where Charlie Kirk was shot provided less security than other venues he toured the nation. Wow. It's so sad, man. God, that day. But still, this still is upsetting. It's still very upsetting. Very upsetting. Anyway. All right, on to this next story. We need more evidence to come out. It's clear he disagreed with Charlie Kirk's beliefs. That's targeting. They tried excluding witness testimony Charlie Kirk killed for beliefs, and Dems are no insight into his frame of mind. The targeting enhancements based for the death penalty charge. Defense fighting like an actual trial when prosecution constantly has to argue this low bar probable cause. Judge faced when he saw the snuff videos. Oh man, wow. Who's there? Stop, Eli. I'm Eli. Wow, my grandson's trying to break down. My little grandson's trying to break in. He came to campus 4 times that day and asked attorney for information about where Kirk was going to be seated for the event. Did he? Wow. Wow. Here down at Robert's channel, thanks all the same. What happened here? Wow. So state lawmakers in Texas are exploring banning foreign nationals from using Texas surrogates. They're going to ban foreign nationals from getting surrogates in Texas, which I think is a great idea, personally. I really do. I think it's a great idea. Why would we let that happen? State lawmakers exploring prohibiting foreign nationals from using Texas surrogates, elevating a niche fertility issue with a larger battle. Court today was very slow. They did reveal a lot of info, though. I thought Michael Myers was about to get you. It's my I got 2 grandsons that live here, so the younger one was trying to come in. Usually it's the older one that tries to come in. The 3-year-old was the 18-month-old trying to come in. I need to get going. I just had a small swing target. Wanted to go chip some paint off by flinging lead at high speed. Cheers. Well, that's awesome, King of Biltong. I always like doing that too. That's a lot of fun. It's very good stress relief. Thanks for stopping by. I did get a notification I had a package coming, so thank you very much. Kimmy Hunt, what's up? Great to see you. How you doing? Defense brought in FBI DNA agents to the stand for 2 hours trying to get her to admit the government has a flawed DNA test procedure because they found Twiggs and Robinson's DNA on the rifle towel, a dirty bath towel. Yeah, if it's a towel that they both used and touched, like even if they just washed the towel and they folded it, like if Twiggs is like the live-in maid and folded it and then he took it, both their DNA could be on it. So thank you though. They're making the experts work for their free. Matlock was not a dirty old man. Shame on you. Wait, what? Wait, what? Did I miss something? Oh, Speaky Sean. I've been watching some old Matlock as a kid. I never picked up on what a dirty old man he was. Oh. Well, they did have some jokes. They did have some kind of jokes. Rack has just offered Nestor a cooked 40-pound turkey if she calls Candace to the stand. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I can't listen to Kathy, the defense attorney. Same one defending Corey Richards. Yeah, I don't like her at all. I don't like her. So the Texas Senate Health Committee will hear testimony on Wednesday about banning foreign nationals from contracting with Texas surrogates to have children. They can do that. They can. Surrogacy is a medical procedure the woman carries and delivers a child for another party. Surrogacy experts and advocacy groups in Texas say arrangements with foreign nationals account for a small percentage, just small percentage. Oh, well, then they shouldn't bother them any if it's just a small percentage. The exact numbers is unknown because the surrogacy contracts are private and the government does not collect the data. They worry that targeting that slice of the industry could be the first step towards restricting, if not banning, surrogacy for all Texans. Surrogacy agencies are navigating existential threats on multiple fronts, as state Republican Party also supports banning public funding for IVF. Yes, one is too many. I agree, one is too many. All it takes is one commie to become president, and we're screwed. We're screwed. We're screwed. It's important to ensure public conversation around surrogacy reflects lived experiences. Ah, yes, lived experiences. Man, did you guys see that earlier, the stuff? Like, I covered a little bit of the Smithsonian stuff, but Robert really got into it today. I watched him. Oh, buddy, I didn't realize it was that bad. I mean, I knew it was bad, but man, the Smithsonian stuff with the woke stuff, man, is that crazy. CEO of Frisco-based egg donor and surrogate solutions. We had one commie already. Racism was set back 50 years. Yeah. We got to keep our eye on the judges too. Definitely. So the move to cast currency as a foreign threat comes amid multiple reports of Chinese nationals using American surrogates. Yes, we all know they're doing this, including a Chinese billionaire who has dozens of children via this procedure. Yeah. Last week, the Supreme Court rejected Trump's attempt to end birthright citizenship. He wasn't ending birthright citizenship. He was ending it for people that shouldn't have it because they're not part of the people. They're not subject to our jurisdiction. So Ken Paxton, the future Texas senator, sued a Houston birthing center claiming it was facilitating the invasion of Chinese nationals. So Diego said banning foreign surrogacy is a first step to ultimately regulating the surrogacy industry. It should be regulated. It shouldn't be just wide open. I mean, isn't surrogacy like tantamount to slavery? I mean, think about it. It's kind of, the woman is renting her body for 9 months, like basically surrendering her body for a period of time. So it's like indentured servitude. Earn money and never pay taxes, not a citizen. Yeah. Just saying, everybody. Wow, we've been going an hour and a half, and we're still $10 away from Bellavision. Can't believe it. Wow. Gonna be a short night tonight. Closer to prostitution than slavery? I said indentured servitude. You know, I mean, well, prostitution, you pay them to, you don't pay the prostitute for sex. You pay the prostitute to leave afterwards. Not slavery. She agreed, gets a year's salary. Indentured servitude. No, it's indentured servitude. You know, like, because that's indentured servitude was like you got paid, but then you had to stay there for that period of time. You couldn't leave. That's kind of what it is. You're shackled to it for 9 months, 10 months, basically, for the pay. I don't know. I'm just saying. It should be regulated by the government, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying it should be outlawed. I'm just saying. Texas looking at not issuing birth certificates to children born to illegals to include foreign surrogacy. Well, that would be good. That's what I would do. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Something. I'm just saying. I don't know. Families that need surrogacy, they're cancer survivors. Jim, you sound like the voice of experience. I've never been a slave. I mean, I am Slavic. My people are the people of slaves, where the name came from. So technically, according to social justice, I'm a person of color. So, but Sneaky Sean says, okay, that part, I see where you're coming from. Yeah. Voice paid her to leave. Oh, no. It's a joke. It's a joke. Oh, she was picking up on your joke about paying the hooker. Yeah. Prostitution. Oh. Yeah. Do I look like I have to pay? They want checks and balances. If a surrogacy is limited and banned statewide, like with other medical treatments, Texans will leave the state to seek the service. KBT says, I married a Slav. They are pasty white. Yeah, I am. It's in your blood memory, Jim. Yes. Did you really ask? You have an ex you paid. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I paid a lot to make her leave. Whoa, buddy. What's up, Jim? What say you on this Mitch McConnell bullshit? I think they're hiding him. I think Mitch McConnell's brain dead, and they keep keeping him alive by machines because they want to push it past the deadline where they have to appoint somebody else. They want to hobble. They want to hobble the Senate. That's what I think. That's my personal opinion. I have no facts to that. I just spit my beer through my nose. Well. If surrogacy is limited or banned statewide, like other medical treatments, Texas will leave the state to seek the service. And his wife is allegedly a spy. I don't think there's an allegedly there. His wife is hanging out with the his wife is hanging out with the CCP. And that's another reason. Why is she there? Well, because she's clearly she's clearly the executor or whatever of his estate. She's clearly the person in charge of his DNR or whatever, his living trust or whatever, his what's durable power of attorney, like the thing that you have to fill out for medical treatment. So she's not there. She's the only person that can pull the plug. She's the person who has to make the decision. So she being in China means she can't pull the plug, and so they have to keep him on the life support. Saying it's all part of the plan. And she's probably over there telling the Chinese, don't worry, it's all taken care of. I've talked to the other rhinos like Thune. They're going to still take care of you. Don't worry. They're going to make sure Trump doesn't do anything. Our biggest threat to national security is ignorance. Yes, definitely. The L's are stacking up against us, and I'm supposed to celebrate. No, trannies and women's sports. Let them eat cake. Yeah. Yeah, well. Personally, the whole sports thing, I think we should just get rid of sports altogether. Just have no more sports. Sports are stupid. Terrifying thoughts, Senator Massey. Well, no, here's the thing. Like the way it works in Kentucky is the governor picks from a list of 3 people provided to him by the state legislature. They changed the law. They rewrote the law after Andy Beshear won because he's a Democrat, and they were like, if Senator McConnell goes and Andy Beshear could stick a Democrat in there. So no, we want the state legislature because the state legislature is like vastly Republican. So they're like, we'll pick 3. We give the governor 3 choices, and he gets to pick between the 3 that we give him. So that's who gets to pick. And I don't know if Massey's well liked in the state legislature of Kentucky, but we'll see what happens. But besides that, the election, like if it's before August, whatever, August 11th or 15th, someone has to be appointed. If it's not, they can run the clock out, and then they don't get to fill the. They're running out the time to fill a temporary seat. Yeah, they're running out the time. Like if it's before a certain time, he could put somebody in. But if it's after a certain time, it's going to be the election's going to happen. So it's just like let the election run type of thing. I think it's some weird thing going on there. Her full ransom hasn't been paid yet. Your color is very white. Thank you. Where's Bella? We're still $10 short on Bella. We're still $10 short. Still $10 short. Yeah, you can bet they're trying to run out the clock. Yes. Oh, look at this. This is all I got in my pocket after the vet today, unless you accept moth and string. Well, thank you. And you are the one who freed Bella. You freed Bella. Thank you so much. You freed Bella. And now, folks, we are just $50 away from adding a first additional hour to the show. Let's go. Can we do it? We've got like 45 minutes almost left. Like 45 minutes. If we get another 50 in 45 minutes, we'll be able to go another hour. I got a whole bunch of more stories to talk about. Totally up to you guys. Thank you so much, James O'Jimbo. Awesome. It's Bella time. Hey, Bella. Bella time. 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 There she is. She's gonna dance. She's gonna sing. She's gonna do everything you want. She's Bella. Yeah. She's Bella. She's Bella. Bella. All right. I had to buy a teenager clothes today. I'm broke. Oh, God, that's a lot. Calling a wellness check. Cops happen to trip on the cord. Oops, qualified immunity. Yeah. No, Massey could run as a write-in before August 3rd. Yeah, but he's not. Massey's not that pop. Massey couldn't even win in his own district. What are you talking about? Oh, yes. James, hope the vet visit went well. I forgot to ask. What happened with the vet? Did everything go okay? Vets are expensive. Like every time I take Bella to the vet, it's like $1,000. It's crazy. It would suck if there was a power outage at the hospital and lightning also stuck the generator. Yes. Woohoo. James E. rocks. Yes. Thank you for Bellavision. Yeah. All is well. I just needed to get a couple kitties fixed. Oh, okay. Snakes eat rats. That's right. Hope your fur family's okay. I'll pull the plug. Hey, Joe, what's up? Get your premium Biltong meats from Biltong USA. Use promo code Jim for 10% off. That's right. Definitely do that. Thanks, Jen. So Texas surrogacy laws changes of any kind would have a chilling effect on Texans struggling with infertility. No, I don't think so. We're talking about foreigners. They're trying, see how they try to lie and pull this crap and say like, oh no, Mr. Bill. Oh. No, it has nothing to do with Texans. It has to do with foreigners. Tried to find any statewide rating for Massey and Nicked. Wow, it is thundering like crazy here. It's been storming like crazy here, man, the last few days. So, and then the Texas Tribune says state lawmakers exploring banning foreign nationals from using Texas surrogates, which you know what? I don't have a problem with it. I really don't. You know what? They need to do something. They got to use the laws they can to try to fix this problem. So that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. Here we go. Trump goes off on NATO during a summit in Turkey. Yes. Save Act deadline is August 1st. Is that what they're waiting on? That's probably they're waiting for that deadline, probably, right? Push it off. Says he's going to withdraw troops from Europe. That's what Trump says. Trump blasted the NATO allies and said, listen, he wants money and he wants Greenland. That's what he wants. We're going to see. I'm very disappointed with NATO. And frankly, if this weren't held in Turkey, where my friend happens to be a very strong leader, a very strong person, it's possible I wouldn't have attended. That's right. That's what Trump said.
Here are the top 3 reasons to buy precious metals and become an advantaged gold customer.
Wow.
When stocks go
Group drawdowns in Europe likely, and are you satisfied with the progress that NATO allies have
Well,
made?
we're going to see. I was very disappointed with NATO. And frankly, if it weren't held in Turkey, where my friend happens to be a very strong leader, a very strong person, it's possible that I wouldn't have attended. I felt I had to attend because of the fact that, I know he's gone all out. It was a big thing to have NATO come to Turkey or any place else. It's a big thing. But we weren't treated well because we did something in Iran. We don't need anybody's help. I didn't even want their help. But before I asked, they said they wouldn't be there. And we've invested trillions of dollars in NATO. Why? To protect European countries and others, Canada, etc., but to protect people, countries from, generally speaking, it used to be the Soviet Union, now it's Russia. And
Russia.
I say that's fine, but you would think that they'd be very willing to do something to help us, and they really weren't. In the case of the United Kingdom, the Prime Minister, I guess he's no longer there, maybe because of this. It was a very unpopular thing he did. He said, no, we'll help after the war is over. I said, I don't need that kind of help. We didn't need any help at all. And in a way, I was testing people. I was testing to see whether or not they'd be there, because I've long said that we helped them, but I'm not sure that they'd be there for us. And Italy turned us down, and Germany turned us down, and France turned us down. And it's okay. But, why are we spending hundreds of billions of dollars and they're not there for us? We've always been there for them.
Wow, that is terrible. It makes a lot of sense, though. Makes a lot of sense. Why are we there for them and they're not there for us? I mean, why? United States spends more money on NATO than any other country by far to protect them without getting any benefit from doing so. $999 billion. United Kingdom spends $90 billion. Wow, that's insane. Turkey threatened us over Iran. What? What are you talking about? I don't like Trump kissing Turkey's ass. I don't like it either. I don't like Turkey either. I don't like the Turks. Never did. You got to get your arm rooted tomorrow? Oh, they want all your money. Well, let's see here. So, moving a couple tabs around here. Getting some more stories ready, just in case we hit the goal. I have confidence in you guys. Going to come through. I like turkey on Thanksgiving. Yeah, turkey. Well, I like to eat turkeys. I don't like jive turkeys. I don't like no jive turkeys. Now no Turkish flag. So interesting. So Trump has been attacking NATO since the rebuffed demands to help secure the Strait of Hormuz, and also since they're screwing around and giving us a hard time about Greenland. So yeah. Yeah, Trump says he was testing NATO allies over Iran war support. So Trump said on July 7th that he was testing NATO allies. He was just testing them. Just testing them. We didn't need any help, but we just wanted to see what they would do. After all, the U.S. and Israeli forces launched the attacks. Trump urged U.S. allies to support efforts to provide security for commercial traffic. And they all pussied out. They did. They all pussed out. Wow. Lots of turkeys around here, but we are rural. Yeah, they're good stuff. He's talking about selling turkey F-35s. No, we can't sell them F-35s. They're using the Russian. We can't because they're using Russian. That's the thing. What's up, SWA223? How you doing? Great to see you. Great to see you. 223. Great to see you. 223. Great caliber. Hello, Bella, Jim, and everyone. Yes, Roselle, awesome to see you. But they got the S-400 radar system and missiles. They can't have the. They can't have it. Nope. So. This is Trump arrives at NATO summit ahead of Iran as Iran rift looms above alliance talks. So. So this is what this guy says is America's response, the NATO's future. Iran, NATO.
The U.S. Ambassador to NATO, Matt Whitaker, joins me now. Mr. Ambassador, thank you so much for joining us. So it does look like it's back to the drawing board when it comes to Iran. The president writing on Truth Social yesterday. I have just read the response from Iran's so-called representatives. I don't like it. Totally unacceptable. What do next steps look like?
Well, next steps are certainly to continue to negotiate. President Trump is a deal maker. He's a peacemaker. He certainly has options at his disposal, including using our awesome military if that's necessary. But really, all military objectives have been completed by the United States. We are in a much different situation from 9 weeks ago, where Iran was menacing not only its neighbors, but with what we found out, their capabilities of their missile program, really the world, including those that could reach here in Europe. And so, President Trump has dramatically changed that situation for the better, and he's going to get the best deal for the American people. And ultimately, this recent proposal from the Iranians wasn't acceptable, but President Trump and his team, we're going to continue working on this until we get exactly what we want, which is to make sure that Iran's nuclear ambitions are over and to make sure that they can peacefully coexist in the Middle East with their neighbors.
Yeah, the president has made clear that the U.S. has won this war militarily, but less clear is just how long Iran can withstand our blockade of their ports, with some estimates, including one U.S. intelligence analysis saying Tehran could withstand a blockade for months. So with that in mind, how much leverage do we have over Iran right now when it comes to getting them back to the negotiating table?
The United States has tremendous leverage. And while I'm not going to comment about alleged intelligence products, what I can tell you is that every single day it gets harder and harder for Iran to pay its soldiers, to continue its economy, to continue what they're trying to do, which is to wait us out. And obviously the president is resolved to win this situation for the American people. And by winning, I mean by getting a deal that accomplishes his goals, opens up the Strait of Hormuz, it eliminates and ends their nuclear ambition, and all of the other things that he has proposed in the negotiations. And so, President Trump holds all the cards, will continue to hold those cards until he gets the deal that's necessary for the American people. And quite frankly, the world's a better place because of that.
Okay, let's talk about NATO, because you recently said that it's currently going through a factory reset, going back to its war-fighting roots, NATO 3.0. What does all of that mean in practice?
Ultimately, it's about returning to its war-fighting roots, to have allies that are capable. I think one of the frustrating things for President Trump and us in this administration is our allies cannot send significant war-fighting ships to help in the Strait of Hormuz. They just don't have those assets. They are moving quickly to try to replace the assets that they had let deteriorate. But right now, it is a one-way street, and the United States of America delivers for our allies, and we're expecting our allies to deliver for the United States, and they have to show up, and they have to be capable, and they have to invest the money. And what we accomplished last year in The Hague by getting the 5% political agreement now has to turn into real capabilities, things like ships and tanks and air defense systems. And those are the kind of issues that right now we are pushing our allies hard to get that done. And we're going to have a big summit in Ankara, Turkey, this summer, where we're going to get a report card on what our allies have done, and we're expecting significant investments from last year in The Hague.
Yeah, where do you think our European allies and European countries stand when it comes to this vision?
Yeah, I think in the last year they've spent $100 or $200 billion more than they had, all because of President Trump and what he's done to rejuvenate this alliance and to bring strength finally to this alliance. And the commitments are there politically, but it's the year over year, the hard work. And so I'm expecting this year we're going to see another more than $100 billion. But remember, President Trump has proposed a defense budget for the United States of America of $1.5 trillion. So while $100 billion is a lot of money, we need our allies to continue to move at pace, to continue to spend the money and turn it into real capabilities, real troops, real capacity to fight war.
U.S. Ambassador to NATO, Matt Whitaker, we thank you so much for your time. You got a big job and a very important one at that. We appreciate you joining us this morning. Good to see you.
Carly, thank you.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So NATO allies unveil an arms deal worth billions ahead of the summit with Trump. Greg comes to this channel, repeats the same stuff over and over. The person has no other purpose for being in his channel. It should be hidden. Just give me the okay. Well, I time them out. It's like it's like a game we're playing back and forth. I haven't hit anybody. There's only one person hidden, and it was that guy who kept trying to put the N-word in the chat. That's the only person that I ever hid. I don't like, maybe eventually, you got to think maybe eventually some of the stuff, he's sitting here listening to it, maybe eventually it'll get into his head. I don't know. Maybe. A game like footsies. Yeah. NATO allies announced major arms contracts ahead of the summit with the U.S. president. You think he's being paid to do what he's doing? Well, he might. You know what? He might be. But, Joe says, leave NATO and let the UN, let our haters partner together and destroy themselves. That's what I say. Roselle says, I agree with America First. That troll was in another channel an hour ago when I was there. Same old stuff. It'll never get better. Okay. Well, the deals were unveiled during a defense industry forum in Ankara, Turkey on July 7th. We could do more when we do it together and we must do more of it. Ruti. NATO allies are joining a new multinational procurement coalition. The arms deals include purchase of surveillance drones from an American company, Northrop Grumman, and NATO's planned acquisition of aircraft from a Swedish aerospace company, Saab. Yes. goes around saying the same stuff to get people riled up. Before the forum, Rutte said in a July 6th statement that deals are intended to provide the crucial kit we need to deter and defend. He noted that European allies and Canada have made progress over the past year by investing roughly 4% of their gross domestic product in defense and security. Rutte added that NATO members will reaffirm their support for Ukraine at the summit. I need to wise up to the tactics of those on the left. Okay, well, I don't know. Maybe I'll just time them out for 24 hours every time I see them then. I don't know. Allies and NATO partners must continue to ensure Ukraine gets what it needs. Why don't Ukraine just, I think Ukraine's got enough. Because Ukraine's security is so closely linked to our own. Somehow I think they're talking about the money that gets siphoned off that everyone's stealing from the money going to Ukraine. That's my personal opinion. Like there's a lot of stealing going on. There's a whole lot of stealing going on. Leaders from 32 NATO member states are expected to gather for the summit. Trump arrived in the capital on July 7th to join the summit. He's expected to meet with Erdogan. NATO allies agreed last year to increase their defense spending to 5% of GDP. Under the agreement, they commit to spending at least 3.5% of their GDP annually on core defense requirements, while dedicating an additional 1.5 to critical infrastructure, cybersecurity, civil preparedness, innovation, and strengthening the defense industrial base. Why do I keep kicking that bottle over? How does it keep happening? You can't play with them. Well, I can try. Zelensky has over a dozen very nice homes. Let him sell those. Yes. They've been stealing money like crazy. Trump's previously criticized NATO members for failing to support the United States in the Iran war. In April, he called the military alliance a paper tiger and threatened to pull the United States out of NATO. I support that. NATO shouldn't even exist anymore. It shouldn't. It was there about the Soviet Union. Once the Soviet Union fell, there was no need for NATO. No need for NATO. All right, folks, we're almost at 2 hours. I got a whole bunch of stories. We're still 50 away. Just keep everybody as aware of the fact that as long as I'm still talking, if the money comes in, I will extend the show. So we got roughly, got a little bit of time left here. See what happens. If you time them out for 24 hours, who will make me laugh with their dumbassery. Yeah. Time to send the UN spying organization to Switzerland. It's not a bad idea. All right. ICE agent shoots and kills a illegal alien from Mexico who tried to ram him with his vehicle. This seems to be happening a lot. An ICE agent shot and killed a Mexican illegal alien on Tuesday in Houston after federal officials say he attempted to flee a vehicle stop and tried to hit the agent with his vehicle. Fox News identified the man as Lorenzo Salgado Aruela. The incident happened shortly before 7 a.m. during a targeted enforcement operation. ICE said Aruela allegedly rammed an ICE vehicle, ignored multiple verbal commands, and attempted to run over an agent. The agency said the agent fired his weapon in self-defense. No more smoky links. What do you mean, no more smoky links? I just got some. They're not good? I just got a couple pack of smoky links. Are we sure it wasn't a stolen vehicle? I love Oscar Mayer little smokies, little smoked sausage hot dogs. I love them. I love them. I love smoked sausage. I love better with cheddars. Oof. I put better with cheddars on my Hold on. I got everything. I'm in a storm. Everything's all jacked up. I'm on Starlink right now, so I got to fix everything. Just give me a second here. I have to fix my cameras all off now. There we go, like this. Sorry, 1 second. Hi. It's gonna take me a second to get everything booted back up, so just give me a minute. Might not be the storm. No, it's thundering and lightning here. It's thundering and lightning here. So. There's Bella. Starlink for the win. Yes, Starlink for the win. Not Rumble. You're not on Rumble. That's one big monitor. Yeah, it's huge. Is this Jim is now on the stars? No, I'm good. I'm on Starlink right now. Hopefully it works. We'll see what happens. Sorry about that. You like the channel. Your lights flickered, but I pulled through this time. Jim got booted. Please hold, chat. Jim will return. Jim's in a storm. He's been backing up. He has backup stuff. Give him a couple minutes. Yeah. I'm just. It'll be a second here. It scared me. I went poof. Everything just went out. So, Rumble's good now. Saying probably the storm, not ghetto. Yeah, no, it's good. So, all right, where are we at here? All right. Let me see this over here, like this. All right. Let me do this. All right. 1 second. Let me share this screen. No. There we go. All right. So here's the story we were talking about before we got clipped out. Good. Yeah, I guess hold on a second here. All right, that's good. That's up and running. That's up and running. Up and running here. Good. Yes. Good. Yes. All right. Customization. Do this. Hold on. I'm trying to get everything running here. It'll take a second. I'm sorry, everybody. All right. I see a lawyer chasing an AMM, whatever that means. I had to reload the page. YouTube is good. We're still on flood watch here. Got 2.3 inches of rain the last 6 hours. Yeah, it's been raining a lot here, man. Ambulance, chasing the ambulance. All right. So the incident happened shortly after 7 a.m. ICE said Arulo allegedly rammed an ICE vehicle, ignored multiple verbal commands. Wow. Oh, let me fix Bella. Go back on her spot. There we go. The agency said an agent fired his weapon in self-defense. Hey, what's up? Are you streaming tonight, Tim? I didn't see you live. Are you streaming tonight? What do gold coins do? Houston Fire Department said crews were sent to the scene and found a rail suffering from a gunshot wound. He was taken to Ben Taub Hospital. He later died. FBI Houston office investigating if there was an assault on federal law enforcement officer, while Homeland Security Inspector General is handling the investigation into the fatal shooting. So yeah, so there you go. So one less to be deported, I guess. Especially when we try to run over an agent. That's right. Hit the like, share, like and like. Yeah, like and stream and likes and stuff. We're really lacking on the likes tonight, man. We had 200 people here and we even got 100 likes. It's very, very sad. Very, very sad. Makes me want to cry. Makes me sad. And then we got this story. Judicial Watch releases over 1,000 hours of DC Metro body cam footage from January 6th. Finally, the truth is coming out. The Washington, D.C. Police Department released over 1,000 hours. Rob sent you 3 gold coins. I don't know what that is. On what? On YouTube? I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is. 10 jewels. I don't know what the jewels are. I don't have any clue what that is. Does anyone know? Does anyone know what it is? It's some new thing on phones. I guess I don't know. And it didn't happen because the government suddenly decided to be transparent. It happened because Judicial Watch dragged them into court. According to Judicial Watch, the videos were released because on April 2026 court ruling in a DC Freedom of Information Act case. Hey, it's our 1-year anniversary. Well, thanks, Jules. It's so great. It's so great to have such dedicated fans that have been here for a year. Wow. Wow. What's it say? What's your, let me see. What is your, you got a different Bella now for a different thing. You got a standing Bella. The gold coins are worth around 20,000. Wow. $20,000? I don't understand. How is that possible? So Metro Police are releasing thousands of our real money? No, maybe Monopoly money. Oh. The videos are available through Judicial Watch website. So that's good. Earlier this year, a DC court dealt a major blow to the government's secrecy by ruling that DC police could not blur and censor footage. And they couldn't, and that it could withhold faces and voices of everyone except law enforcement. And its assertion that producing the footage would cost more than $1.5 million. Iranian money, 20,000 reals. Oh, what is that worth? It's almost as good as cash. Nearly 5 years after January 6th, American people are still fighting in court to see what the government's own cameras recorded. Why did it take this long? Real good versus YouTube gold. Okay. Real gold versus YouTube gold. Don't expect the failed mainstream media to dig through the footage looking for answers either. No, they're not going to do shit. They're gonna still act like nothing happened. But we need people to go to jail. People that lied to Congress, like Christopher Wray, they need to go to jail. They need to go to jail. Got this story. This viral streamer Sneeko declares Islam is taking over New York. Will be in every household. Say what? Say what? Popular YouTube streamer turned kick streamer Sneeko took to the streets of New York City after Egypt's World Cup win over Australia declared that Islam would take over New York City. The controversial streamer, whose real name is Nicholas Ken de Balanthazi, Ken de Balanthazi. What the hell kind of name is that? They expect you to buy more points to send more items. I don't know what it is. I don't even know what they cost or nothing. It's only available on the phone app. It's like some new phone app thing they're trying to get away with. I don't know. He broadcast a celebration on Kick as crowds of Egyptian soccer fans waved flags, beat drums, and celebrated the team's win over Australia. Well, they beat a country that doesn't exist. What do you want? What are you supposed to say? A phony island. This is the Islamic Republic of New Yorkistan, he said. Islam will be in every household. Inshallah. The whole world will be Muslim. No. Welcome to Man Dummies, New York. You see this city? You see how it looks? Sneeko declares New York an Islamic state. Yeah, I guess maybe we should just start deporting people like right out of the country. You can collect them on your end and they add up to money. I don't know. This is the kind of things they do on TikTok lives. I think so. This is Kick, TikToks, whatever. This is crazy. Like, this doesn't seem like assimilation to me. This does not seem like assimilation to me. The jewels can be collected by content creators for small amounts of money, like pennies. YouTube gives you 1,000 to give away. Oh, I don't know. I've never gotten any.
Fuck you. This is the Islamic Republic of New York.
All right, well. Sneeko wants the whole world to be Muslim. Sneeko's built a large online platform consistently at the center of controversy. Previously been associated with several far-right internet personalities, reportedly converted to Islam in 2023. They're going to take over and make us assimilate? Well, they can try. Early in his career, he publicly supported the campaign of Bernie Sanders. Ah, yes, the Green-Red Alliance, the commies and the Muslims. Clips from the live stream quickly spread, generating millions of views, drawing criticism. Among those responding was former Navy SEAL Rob O'Neill, who wrote, these guys sound way different when you wake them up at 2 a.m. Why is he speaking in all caps? Yeah, I don't know. He's yelling. Get. Go on, get. Alex Jones reacted, deport him now. Get the rope. Elon Musk replied, yes. Many other users condemned Sneeko's comments, with some calling for him to leave the country. So Elon replied yes to deport him now. Yes, okay. Maybe Sneeko could be the first to land on the dark side of the moon without a suit. Are we short of pilots? Why aren't we flying these people back to their Alua? Call back all 65-year-olds and let them fly back. Yeah, there you go. Sneeko appeared to respond. Every knee will bow, every tongue will confess. Well, you know, it's gonna be wild, man. It's gonna be a wild time. The following day, he criticized Musk directly, writing, "Go back to Africa. This is my country." Oh, man, no, it's not. Kami Mandami's office did not immediately respond to Fox request for comment. Wow. Yeah, I mean, could you imagine if you told on September 12th, 2001, if you told a bunch of New Yorkers, hey, guess what, man, in 25 years, Islam's going to take over this entire city. I bet you people would have gone ape shit, but that's what happened. That's what happens when you let demon rats run shit. Ha ha, they cry like bitches when you kick their door down. So true. Yeah, they do. They sure do. Nearly half of all New York City public school students attend schools where most kids are failing core subjects. You don't say. Wow. You don't say. Yep, they forgot. Yeah, remember Never Forget? They forgot. I fear we've lost that America. Well, the one willing to fight for what we have here. Well, there's still people willing to fight. The problem is they're not fighting right now. And the problem is when they do start fighting, it's not going to be pretty. It's not. You know, it's not going to be pretty. It's not. No, I don't want it. Water main break, no water. Oh, man, that's terrible. Look at, oh, yes, but we can have commie stuff. Nearly 900 New York City public schools are failing to adequately educate students. You don't say. According to a new report that accuses education officials of allowing poor academic performance to become normalized. Well, yeah, it's normalized. They suck, and it's normal. They have weak accountability, grade inflation, and rising spending. Well, that's the thing, too. They inflate the grades and say, oh, no, they're passing, even though they can't read, write, or do no arithmetic. The report released by the Charter School Network Success Academy and titled by any honest measure found that 906 public schools had fewer than half their students proficient in math, reading, or both on New York State exams last year. According to the analysis, roughly 43% of the city's 912,000 public school students attend those schools. They were always here. They just didn't have the balls in that moment to say anything. The steady stream of countrymen emboldened them. Yeah, that's the thing. They've like the amount of people that poured into New York, like because everybody, like what happened was everybody said, oh, no, you can't be Islamophobic. That's what happened after 9/11. Everyone got browbeaten to be like, oh, no, you can't be Islamophobic. Oh, no, you can't be this. Oh, you can't be xenophobic. Oh, nationalism is bad. Nationalism is horrible. They've been pumping it into the schools. They put it in all the museums. America's evil and bad. That's what they've been teaching people. That's right. They're too busy teaching CRT, DEI, and pronouns. The report comes as another blow to the commie mayors of Mandami, who is facing historic levels of budget crises. The city spends $40 billion on public education. $40 billion on public education. Wow. $36K per student. Roughly double the national average. Wow. Wow. You guys hear me okay? Is everything all right? Everything okay? My sound seems low to me. Something popped a second ago. Huh. Good. Sound crystal? All right. Good. Crystal. Oh. I'm having a bad day today. Having a bad day. Wow. So, researchers found 503 schools had a majority of students failing both math and reading. Wow. You'd be surprised how many like me are willing to defend a flag. My oath has no expiration. Yes. Mouse blew up. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. I'm having issues, man. I'm having massive issues. Jim chose violence against stuff today. Yeah. And stuff just keeps breaking. So the analysis also criticized Mandami's administration and class size reduction. Well, that sucks. Class size reduction. Well, I guess they could do class size reduction. If by education they mean like lead and stuff. Maybe. I don't know. Is that the residual lightning bolt waiting for your mouse to strike? I don't know. Could be something. So they want to expand charter schools, but this is from charter schools too, so who knows? So Indian staffer on Alaskan cruise accused of sexual assault admits to taking women into private room for massages. Oof. Pawar allegedly admitted to having been offered massages to clients despite acknowledging massages were not part of his job duties and were not a service offered by the salon or barber shop. A 26-year-old Indian national who just wanted some bobs and vagine they're teaching the same stuff the Smithsonian is teaching. Yeah, that's where they're instructing the schools from the Smithsonian. Like those people, the Smithsonian should all be fired. Wow. Employed as a hairstylist at Virgin Voyages. Well, no, he made sure when people left, they weren't virgins anymore. Has been charged in federal court after sexually assaulting 2 female passengers during what he claimed were complimentary massages on an Alaska cruise. District Court in Tacoma, he was charged with 2 counts, abusive sexual contact aboard a cruise ship. Court documents obtained by the Ari Hoffman show allege that Pawar used his position in the ship's salon to lure female passengers into a dimly lit barbershop adjacent to the salon, where prosecutors say he touched their breasts without consent under the guise of providing therapeutic massage. Was it Platner or Swalwell? Could be. According to the criminal complaint, one victim had a scheduled salon appointment on June 26 when Pawar allegedly offered her massage. After she accepted, he escorted her into an adjoining barbershop with no windows or doors. Once inside, Pawar slid his hands underneath her shirt and bra strap before massaging both her breasts for approximately 10 minutes without her consent. Why would she let him? Wait a minute. Hold on. Why would she let him rub her tits for 10 minutes? That makes no sense. Why would you let him do it for 10 minutes? When you'd be like, whoa, stop rubbing my tits. What are you doing? Right? I mean, come on, ladies. If somebody said you want a massage, you give you a massage, and they start grabbing your boobs, wouldn't you say stop? No, don't, and leave? Will you let it continue for 10 minutes? Does that make any sense? The second victim said Pawar had offered a complimentary massage if she booked 2 additional salon appointments. The massage was reportedly entered in the salon's booking system as a consultation. According to the complaint, Pawar escorted her to a private barbershop, left briefly, then returned and locked the door before telling her he intended to work on her underarm pressure points. Prosecutors allege he then moved her bra aside and massaged her left breast, including her nipple. When Pawar asked whether he could massage her right side, she refused, stood up, and left the room. Investigators say Pawar allegedly approached the woman's daughter the following day and asked about her mother's relationship status. Wow. He was thirsty. She liked it. I don't know what I'm saying. Why would you let it go on for 10 minutes? She was into it, but then had to report him afterwards so nobody else could enjoy the services. So something's weird, right? Charging them to fondle their breasts? Yeah, I don't understand. No, it was complimentary. It was free. It's like a complimentary massage. You're a patriot. There's no men or women in this fight. The complaint also says there may be additional victims. During the FBI interview after the ship docked, Pawar allegedly admitted he had been offering massages to clients for the past previous 10 to 12 days, despite acknowledging massages were not part of his job duties, were not a service offered by either the salon or the barbershop. He further admitted to taking 4 or 5 women in a barbershop to provide massages. 10 minutes is consent? Well, I'm saying it's kind of like, why would you immediately, as soon as he takes your bra off and touches your nipple, you go, whoa. That's not a massage. According to investigators, Pawar admitted to massaging the breasts of 2 women identified in the criminal complaint. He also described another incident involving a woman in a white tank top who investigators believe is the third victim. That woman reportedly told investigators Pawar fully exposed her breasts and nipples during the massage. That alleged assault has not been charged. Yeah, 10 minutes. Oh. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're giving somebody a massage and all of a sudden, like, you're massaging their back and all of a sudden your hands are in the front going like, honka, it should be like immediately stopped. They wanted validation for parking. Oh, okay. The other 12 let them get to third base. Oh, okay. Depends on whose hands they are, I guess. Okay. Putting a sign out now, free breast massage here. While Pawar told investigators he believed he was providing therapeutic massage, he did not intend to harm anyone. He regrets his actions and understands his behavior could be seen as harassing. Because the crimes occurred aboard a Bermuda flag cruise ship that departed and returned to Seattle. The case falls within the special maritime and territorial jurisdiction of the United States, giving federal authorities jurisdiction over the investigation. It was a barber chair. They were lying on their back, not their front. Oh, God. They didn't even have a massage table? Oof. That's not good. FBI is investigating the case and urging anyone who's experienced. FBI, was it female body inspector, right? Or female boob inspector? Was it female boob inspector, female body inspector, something like that? I don't know. Local law enforcement, FBI, if convicted, Pawar faces 2 years in prison on each count. Wow. 2 years in prison for touching some tit. There you go, dude. Don't do it. You know what? I guess he got sick of playing elbow tit in the hallways. Another one, you have to replace an A with the A. Okay. Wow. Wow. Crazy. Wow. Female bodies inspector, isn't that TSA? 10 minutes sounds like regret after the fact. He's going to give a lot of complimentary massages in prison. Yeah. Well, he'll probably plead it out and get, Can we deport them on planes with no oxygen? Maybe. DHS slams scumboogers sanctuary policies after twice deported illegal alien from El Salvador. Is charged with rape in Virginia. You got a pap smear at a TSA one trip. Oh, my God. Oh, my Lord. That's horrible. Look at this fucking dirtbag. An illegal alien accused of kidnapping and raping a woman in Northern Virginia has previously been deported from the United States twice. Has a lengthy criminal record. Fairfax police recently arrested Juan Arevalo on charges of rape and abduction, according to DHS. Arevalo is a citizen of El Salvador who is currently in the country illegally. ICE has lodged a detainer, but Fairfax County is going to refuse to acknowledge it. But it was free. Candygram, still waiting for the results. They're refusing the request to transfer him to federal custody. They're going to release him from jail once he becomes eligible. Then DHS is going to have to go find him. According to the department and court records, he's previously has convictions for aggravated assault, attempted maiming, destruction of property, illegal reentry, drug possession, obstruction, failure to appear, making a false report. Yes. This criminal alien's been charged with rape. He has a laundry list of prior convictions. Yet scumbooger, spermburger, scumbooger, whatever you want to call her, is going to just protect him. Wow. We're calling on Governor Scumbooger and her fellow sanctuary politicians to not release dangerous criminals. Yes. VA needs to lose all federal funding. Something needs to happen. According to DHS, Arevalo entered the United States in 1991. He was convicted of destruction of property in 98, deported in 2003. Later convicted of illegally re-entering in 2013. Governor Scumbooger's reckless policies have made Virginia a hotbed for illegal aliens. So far, the stories of victims speak for themselves. In 2026, illegal aliens have committed the majority of all murders in Fairfax County. Help me, Chad. Who is Scumbooger? Actually, in state Virginia governor. Sperm gurgler? Okay, maybe that'll work. Sperm gurgler. Maybe. I'm getting touched by TSA tomorrow. Well, it can happen. It can happen. Spanburger in Virginia. Hey, what's up? How you doing, Derek? What's new? So, Fairfax police arrested this guy after a high-speed chase, and then he fled on foot. But they'll still protect him. Wow. These are serious charges. They just dropped the charges. Wow. The police pretend to extradite him earlier this year. The assault charge was later dropped. Yeah. They wanted out of Maryland for another crimes. Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Boop, 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 boop. Boo, 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 boo. Cool. Cool, Raul. We need to get Jim a Wawa pedal. Yeah, something. It will not go away. DSA throws support behind Cory Bush as socialists gain momentum. I thought Cory Bush lost already. Got voted out. I thought she was gone already. DSA throws support behind Cory Bush as socialists gain momentum. Okay. DSA announced endorsement of Missouri's first district representative Cory Bush. It's time to beat AIPAC once and for all. I thought she had already got voted out. Cory is trying to take her seat back to fight for the world. It's time to beat AIPAC. Cory Bush. Wow. I'm proud to be endorsed once again by the DSA as I run to return to Congress. Keep fighting for everyday people. She's running again. Socialists are only gaining momentum in the Democrat Party. Yeah, well, that's right. I'm proud to be endorsed once again by the DSA. Well, yeah, they'll endorse anybody who's a retard. Wow. Green New Deal, Medicare for all. Oh, abolish police, abolish prison, reparations, all that good stuff. Yeah. She's called for student loan cancellation. In 2021, she spent $70,000 in campaign funds on private security for herself. I have private security because my body is worth being on this planet. I have private security because white supremacists want to kill me. They can't match my energy. Wow. That's awesome. So glad to be part of the JimTellsYou family with you, brother. Well, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. 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 So this year, Cory made history by naming the suffering and injustice borne by Palestinians when few of her colleagues dared. Yeah, okay. So, Jamie Harrison, who serves as the former chair of the Democrat National Committee, railed against socialists running on the Democrat Party platform. I say this with no ill will or animosity. If you hate the Democrat Party, then please don't run for our nomination. Don't use our resources. Don't rely on our volunteers. Don't use our infrastructure. Well, that's the thing. They're letting them. Yeah, Trumpinator, free stuff, free stuff, free stuff. Gibbs me dat. They're the Gibbs me dat party. The Gibbs me dat party. Well, everybody, I tried my best. I tried my best to keep it going for as long as I could, but it did not work. And it is what it is, but it is what it is, my baby. And unfortunately, we did not hit the goal. We're still 50 away. I discovered yesterday the guy who played Boss Hogg spoke Mandarin and Russian and was a intelligence asset during Korea. Wow. Intelligence. Thanks. I'll try. It's okay, Jim. I know. I'll try to see you all tomorrow at 7:00, hopefully. Maybe we can get an extra hour tomorrow. I'm going to probably jump on with Cynic over there on FFS. I'll send everybody over there. And I hope everybody has a great night. Later. Come back tomorrow. Hey, make sure you hit like and subscribe and all that stuff. You know, hit like, subscribe, and come back tomorrow for Jim to tell you the news.